עלינו ויעקב ישראל וימרו אמנה עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ויעקב ישראל וימרו amen. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Jewish Voice along with my co-host, the one and only Susan Linder. And we're very, very excited tonight. We're excited every time we're together. Tonight we have one of the rising young Jewish rock stars of the movement. Her name is Michelle Citrin. Now I'm going to say a couple things about her and then we'll talk about her more when she comes on. But since it shows up in every single thing I see about her, I'm just going to get it right out there. She's all of 5 feet 1 inch. And it's hard to believe that such a powerful voice could come out of this beautiful little girl. There's a reason why Time.com recently listed Michelle in their top 10 list of new Jewish rock stars, and the Jerusalem Post called Michelle the Jewish It Girl. I don't think it's the IT girl. I think it's the It Girl, but I could be wrong. Michelle is best known as the creator and star of the viral video hits including 20 Things to Do with Matzah, Call Your Zadie, Rosh Hashanah Girl, and Hanukkah Lovin'. In total, these videos have received millions of hits around the world and has led to the press referring to Michelle as the YouTube sensation. It is a pleasure, it's an honor, it's a thrill for Susan and I to welcome onto the show Michelle Citrin.
I love the music is the best.
Yeah,
it kind of works as like a little stinger that says shalom. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I love this piece, and you know, I was listening to all of your pieces, and this one just stayed in my brain. So I said to myself about 30 minutes ago, quickly, just figure out what she's doing. And really, it's, you know, you're going from one chord, but I sort of made it like from a C to a G minor 7.
I like it.
Yeah, get a little jazzier. But I just love your music, Michelle. I love your energy. I love everything about you.
Love you too, Rochelle. Thanks so much for having me. The Jewish Voice.
Thank you. We are so pleased. We are so pleased to have you. So
thrilled to be here.
Before we get into 4,000 questions, tell us a little bit about how you got to where you got, and then we'll take it from there.
How I got to where I got. Well,
good song.
It was a wintry day on February 4th, 1981, and I was born into a British family. I was born in New Jersey, and yes, a winter baby, that is true. And, you know, music has always been a part of my life. I can tell you, like, the first memory I have of music and it being a wow factor to me was sitting with my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who we called Ima, sitting at the piano, and note by note she would point out Chag Purim. It was like she would just go, and I would play. And so music has always been a huge part of who I am and my connection to my ancestors, my living ancestors. My grandmother learned from her aunt, and it's been synonymous with Jewish identity. My whole family is super lively and musical, and every holiday is filled with that kind of joy and music. And so it was only natural that's how my life kind of boo, 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 boo. You know, I was always doing the folk music thing, but basically my trajectory was always about collecting these fragments of who I am and then placing them together. So that's
So where did you go to college?
I went to Rutgers University.
Rutgers. Did you do music as your major?
No. I was pre-med. I was into medicine, into the idea of healing. And then my junior year, when I went to study abroad in Australia, which was life-changing and amazing, I just, I started sharing my music more. I had already been playing gigs and things, but something happened where I won a contest, and then I won another contest and another contest. I was like, this is interesting. Maybe it's possible. And I got an internship at a music label. And so while healing was always this interest of mine, and I was an EMT when I was 18 years old, music was really calling big time. And also I can't do calculus. That is not, it's not for me. I could do human anatomy. I can't do calculus. And
my daughter just took a test today. She is in medical school.
God bless.
Well, she's a resident in a hospital. Yes, amazing.
Wow.
She works like crazy.
I'm sure. I mean,
but
thank God.
So how did you get into the Jewish field of music?
Yeah. So, I always had this part of me that was super Jewish, super connected to Judaism, super connected to music. And then essentially what happened as life would go, and I was doing the folk music thing and touring around colleges and cafes and festivals, I noticed that when I would talk about, my Jewish identity or visits to Israel, there'd be a lot of like, wow, this amazement, because I'm playing gigs in like Nebraska and strange places that nobody's ever met a Jew before, and I was like, well, this is an interesting thing. I was always craving something more in music, and I realize now in reflection that I was craving sacred space. There was always something about music to me that was, I loved the idea of connecting to something larger. I loved artists who use music as a vehicle to connect to something larger, like the Indigo Girls, the political activism. So for me, it was always about connection with people and healing and spirituality. There was always this element, and I would say that what was missing was sacred space. So basically the way that, the real turning point for me, as it has been for many of my friends in the Jewish music world, was going to Havana Shira, the Jewish Song Leaders Conference in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. I see a little picture over there Susan's showing. And, I was I went there because I was hired to be a song leader at a camp. And I didn't grow up in the Reform movement, so this was a whole new thing for me to go to Reform Jewish camp and play music. And while there, of course, there were these wonderful people like Craig Taubman and Debbie Friedman, and it's a very specific, clear moment where life went in slow motion, where we were watching the Debbie Friedman documentary with Debbie Friedman in the room. And that was really meta, because I was at a point in my life where I was trying to figure out who I am and how do I make this all work. And there was this documentary really bringing me into this world of like, wow, this woman just figured it out. And I just went, oh my God, she's like the Jewish Joan Baez. And I went up to her. I don't know. I'm new here. And I went up to her. I was like, do you know who you are? That's what I said to Debbie Friedman. And then she grabbed my face and she went, just be healthy.
Oh.
And that was the interaction. That was it. And I never forget it. And I do focus on health. Yes, traveling around, I do focus on it. So that's really where things started to change. And Craig Taubman, took me under his wing and so graciously brought me with him, to different gigs. And I've just had amazing mentors and a beautiful community. And I'm so grateful. Yeah, I mean, and it's just, so that's really where things came together for me. I mean, I always had the elements, but that's where it started. I didn't know it could all be possible together. And it is, thank God.
That's beautiful. Well, before we go on, and we'll let Susie ask you a couple things, would you sing something for us?
Well, sure. I just happen to have a guitar right here. Let me see.
Oh, wow. How do you know?
What a coincidence. Hey.
Oh, my God.
Hey, look at that. I'm going to play a song that is based on this idea of the whole world being a very narrow bridge. I think a lot of us are dealing with the fear factor every once in a while here in this time. And I really wanted a song that I can offer to, in case there's a time where you are afraid, that you could just, just sing. And feel free to let me know if there's any sound things. Well, the most important thing is not to be afraid, not to be afraid, not at all. Because the whole wide world is a very narrow bridge, and it feels so easy to fall. And though I may not know which way my path may go, I know that I will find my way. Kol ha'olam kulo yeshet me'od, yeshet me'od. V'ha'ikar, v'ha'ikar, lo lefachid klar. Just take it step by step, we'll make it day by day. I'm gonna let my heart lead the way. Just like a river flows, no matter where it goes, well, it always finds its way. Kol ha'olam kulo geshetzah me'od, geshetzah me'od. והעיקר, והעיקר, לא לפחד כלל. Though we may not know what our future holds, well, the choice is ours to make. Do we stand up tall or let ourselves feel small? I know that I choose not to be afraid. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 oh. כל העולם כולו geshetzah me'od, geshetzah me'od, yeah. והעיקר, והעיקר, לא לפחד, לא לפחד, לא לפחד כלל.
Oh, wow, that's a hit.
Hey.
That's a hit.
Thanks.
I mean, when you finish, when you get into a song and the melody grabs you right away and you're done, but you're still singing it in your brain, it's a hit.
An earworm? Is that an earworm where it just gets in there?
No, it's better than a worm, baby.
Better than a worm. I'm going to take that as a quote.
Oh, my God. That was fantastic.
Thanks, Michelle. Better than a worm.
Susan, Linda.
Susan.
Hello. Hi.
This is so fun.
Susie knows the entire Jewish world.
Of course.
And I'm lucky enough to know Susan.
Yay.
We all are lucky.
We all are.
Susan.
So, Susan, go ahead, ask something.
You know, back at you. I think I'm blessed to know all of these fabulous artists and all these fabulous people that I get to spend time with, and yeah, I love it. I love it. I was thinking, Michelle, I don't even know when we first met, because like I knew of you for so long, and then, but I think I knew you more. I don't know, like I can't.
Past life, Sinai.
there you go. No, I mean, so you, when did you go to Havana Shira? Because I know we've done Shabbat Shira together.
Yeah. I mean, the first time with that story I told was 2004 or 5 or one of those. 4 or
And
5.
I went 2006 was my first year, and then I had gone to Havana Shira all the years, and then I just started going to Shabbat Shira the last 2. This would have been my 3rd year.
I'm so glad that you're there.
Thanks.
Well,
but, I mean,
it's because she was there that I learned about 60 or 70 great artists that I didn't really know that well, and she's introduced me to. She's just opened my whole world up so large.
Same.
It's incredible.
Same.
I mean, I've heard you at Biennial and stuff like that, but she brought you guys into my life so that, like, I'm studying guitar again, and I'm gonna write in the field, and I'm gonna call you up and say, Michelle, I got this little hook. Do you want to write this with me? I mean,
Anytime.
I'm gonna try to connect with all of my great artists.
Fantastic.
that's
Michelle,
the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal.
It's a great goal.
Michelle, tell us what you've been doing during COVID.
Well, been a little busy.
Sure.
We had a baby. That was a big. That was a big.
Oh my God.
Big to do, and that was on March 8th. Our son Avishai Lev was born, and if you want to know how long the pandemic has been going, you could just basically look at him, because that's when it got really bad in New York, is when Avi was born. So we were so lucky he decided to come a few days early to arrive, because he was supposed to be born March 13th, Friday the 13th.
Wow.
And he's like, I'm gonna come in now so that you both can be in the room when I'm born. So thanks,
That's
Avi, for
incredible. I hope we get a little peek at him, because I know that Susan wanted to make sure that he got into the show too.
Oh,
Yes.
well, it's very possible.
And your beautiful wife as well.
It's very possible. Oh, in fact,
there we are.
in fact, there's the co-host right now
There's the
in his
co-host.
director's chair, presenting Avishai Lev. Hey, baby boy. Hey, baby boy. He's got his little koala. Yeah, he likes making noises.
I'm confused, Mommy. I'm really confused.
You know, I don't know. These poor kids with this two-dimensional situation. He's in Connecticut right now with my wife Molly and her family, and I hear they're all trying to encourage him to do his little shtick. He's got some good voices. Now, when Abby was born, you know, it was right again in the beginning of the pandemic, and you know, he was bringing us such joy. Oh, there he is, smiling. And bringing us such joy that I went ahead and I just, like, you know, started putting on live stream on Facebook and started calling this thing Baby Yule Log. And I would just put some jazz music in the background and just, you know, non-creepily watch him sleep because it was such calm.
It was beautiful.
Speaking about jazz, listening to your music, I hear a lot of jazz in your music. Did you listen to a lot of jazz growing up?
No, I didn't understand. I was not evolved enough to like understand the world of jazz, but later in life, absolutely. I think for me, like my earliest influences was actually, you know, my grandfather was like an unofficial chazan, you know, from Poland, and so a lot of like Yosila Rosenblatt, like a lot of Nusachi, a lot of that kind of like Jewish. You had to have pain to understand. So to me, it was like soul and singing from that place that you can only really understand with pain and digging deep and putting that. So that was the earliest. Then like Israeli folk, you know, like chalutzim style. My mom's Israeli, so like that was there. And then when I started to like, when it was a choice, other than like the Bangles on the radio, which I loved in the 80s, I really felt a kinship with, you know, singer-songwriter land of Joni Mitchell, who definitely is jazzy for sure. But in the folk world, and then classic rock was like the next thing. Queen, The Doors, all of that. And then that evolved into, you know, I have a love for traveling, and everywhere I go, I collect these souvenirs of different grooves and rhythms. So, you know, I've been to Australia, South Africa, Bali, like, and I love experiencing culture through music. Ethnomusicology was like my favorite course.
You're like a free spirit. You kind of, you know.
Thank you. I'm an Aquarius. Apparently, I'm a triple Aquarius, and that's like a thing.
By the way, just to make you jealous, my sister Eve, who's a music producer in California, has been working on an album with Shaka Khan, who's singing all of Joni Mitchell's music. And times my sister has called me from Joni's house.
I have no words for that one. Did you just like free? I mean, wow.
I know.
We all share her as like, you know, there are these people that just are beams of light for us, and
like being in Carole King's house. I mean, I would like to.
I mean, we all share them. That's the most amazing thing. Is like we all have these very similar roots.
Because they had such a great gift of melody.
Of melody and depth and intelligence and rhythm, all of it. All of it, you know.
They're intellectual musicians.
Yeah.
Like Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Simon and Garfunkel. I mean, they wrote songs that had messages that live on forever.
Yeah, I think that they all were connected to something larger. And that goes back to like what we were talking about before. Like for me, music was always about connection. It has different meanings for everyone, but for me it has the healing qualities, and when it's a vehicle for something larger and connecting to something larger than yourself. And everybody you're talking about, to me, I feel they're vessels. They know how to get out of the way, and that's where we start to cross over into prayer and, you know, being these vessels for something, allowing it through. And that's always my hope, is to get out of the way, you know, and just let it through.
And it shows when you perform. It's clear that you let that vessel flow. It's just right there.
I do my best, but wow, it's a practice, right?
But you're magical.
You're magical.
How about something else, and then we'll let Susie ask you another question. Think, Susie, think.
Yeah, think, Susie, think. You know, since we're talking about vessels and everything, I can tell you that this next piece, as I tune my guitar, because it's changing seasons.
Yep.
You know, I was home. I'm a late night kind of person. The gates are open from 12 to 4 in the morning, so I'm there, right there. And I was sitting, and I just started. I hit record because I had this melody idea, and I started humming, and then And then basically it came to me completely ready to go, and it was based on a text of Yehiu Leratson, and I had read that text many times, never clicked, but then something clicked where, oh, that's what this is. It's about getting out of the...
By the way,
Thank you.
I listened to it today. I love it. I'm so happy you're going to sing it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'd like to take credit for writing it, but this is one of those pieces that I didn't write it. I got out of the way, something came through, and I'm grateful to have had that experience. It's my favorite way to write a song is not writing the song, just getting out of the way and it just naturally coming through. And I believe in that. I believe that something larger comes through. So I'm going to share that piece. It certainly has the effect where hopefully, that's always the hope, right? That where the words come through. And the hope is with this piece to just align whatever's not there. So whatever's not in alignment.
Beautiful.
Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, my rock, and my Redeemer.
Oh, it's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. You know, I was told by Susan to keep my eye at the camera, so I hope, Susan, I'm looking the right way. But I really wish I was looking, I want to keep looking always over so I can look directly at Michelle, because so much that you capture in music is the expression of someone's face. So I have to turn my face once in a while and look at you, directly at you. That You Heal Art song has a lullaby effect. It also has the effect of someone sort of going off on their beautiful horse into the into the sunset.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever
like
heard
a
that
lone
one.
cowboy.
Yeah, it makes it makes a great Western kind of a.
Yeah, if you had the harmonica doing the humming.
Yes.
I can, like,
Yeah, no, it
Totally.
does it all. It just makes you feel so cozy,
oh,
warm.
thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Your melodies are beautiful.
Thanks
Susie,
so
you
much.
want to ask something? Because I have 4,000 more questions, but your turn.
Oh, me. Well,
hey.
hi. I was thinking that, like you said, who inspired you? You know, all your mentors and everybody that came before you, which your list is as long as my list. And I've said to others that you were never my song leader in like camp, but I always feel like you're one of my song leaders because when we've been and you've been part of the faculty of the conferences that I've been to, and your energy and your spirit and your you just like this burst of energy. So it's awesome and it's wonderful. And
Thank you.
So I know the people that you have followed. So my music kind of was inspired. Well, I mean, Rochelle's been my teacher for how many years have we known each other, Rochelle? 30 years that we've been together?
Well, we were pregnant together. That was 28 years ago.
Right. Right.
So I've known you about 30 years.
Yeah. And I've watched Rochelle, and I've watched the people that have gone before me and listened to their music and thought, these are how some of the songs I've written are inspired. And then I had my child 28 years ago and started writing music for families and children. People think I only do music for children. I do music for everybody. I try to make everybody feel like a kid. But it started because somebody said, will you sing something for the children? And that's sort of how it built up. So you started off with singing music for everybody. Now that you have your own child, you think there's ever going to be like a children's, I mean, You Heal Art Own would be, but something, for children, especially like so that your son can grow up with it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say thank God for a voice memo on the phone, right? So like countless nights of staying up with him and feeding him, and naturally just to soothe him and calm him, these melodies appear. And I've been recording them, and I haven't listened to any of them, but there's like a gazillion, and I was like, for sure this is where, and also there's this joke from a former roommate of mine, like from camp, who said like, oh, your voice is so soothing. Like there's this thing that happens where I'm talking and I chit chat a lot, and then people just fall asleep. So I think it's basically destiny that I should just write like lullaby, album. But I also love like just super silly songs, and and I love every song that you present at any of these conferences, and I never forget your performances and the chickens and all that. So absolutely, I think life informs the art. And so much of my
silly?
life. What's that?
Have you written something silly?
Oh. Yeah. I have. I don't know if the matzah song is considered silly,
Come on. Give us a matzah.
The matzah song. You want to hear the matzah song? So
Well,
the matzah song.
You've got the matzah song, and you've got the more matzah song.
That's true. There's the 20 things to do with matzah, and then there's 20 more things to do. So this is sure, I could play this for you.
Oh, great.
So this song was a big turning point for me. We didn't know really what YouTube was back in the day in 2008. It was pretty new. But after making one video called Rosh Hashanah Girl, which was supposed to be a Birthright Israel greeting card, it went around to like 800,000 people, and we're like, what the heck's going on? So Straits Matzah Company came along and said, hey, you think you could do that for us? Sure. So my friend Will and I put together, we like to problem solve, and what would it be like if, when you have all this matzah, what do you do with all this leftover matzah? So we came up with 20 things you could do with matzah. We created a video, shared it, And then that went on to like Good Morning America, and it was on Yahoo.com's homepage.
Oh my God.
Just like insane, literally overnight. Just this was such a new concept of like, what's happening? Why is like this video between Jennifer Lopez and Britney Spears? Like there was this moment where I remember seeing like, what's going on in the world? This is insane. And then from there came many opportunities because of this video. So you can see the video like on michellecitron.com. You have all those videos, but
okay, good.
It began this whole journey of writing holiday theme songs and such. So this is 20 Things to Do with Matzah.
All right.
Well, Passover's over, and wouldn't it be neat if you could use all the matzah that you didn't eat? Catch you like a frisbee with your friend in the park, or you could jump in the water and pretend it's a shark. You can make a matzah pick and play the guitar, or you can make a matzah license plate for your car. Use it as a coaster when you're drinking your beer, or you could throw it as confetti for a happy new year. Insulate, decorate, exfoliate, constipate. Well, Passover's over, and wouldn't it be neat if you could use all the matzah that you didn't eat? Crumble up some matzah to line your hamster cage, or you can use it as a bookmark to hold your page. Break a stack of matzah when you practice your karate. Build a matzah doghouse for your doggy named Scotty. Make a little matzah boat and wave it goodbye, or you could grow a pair of matzah wings and learn how to fly. Wear some matzah jewelry, make a picture frame for me. Have a drink of matzah tea. Matzah's all that I can see. There's just one more thing to do with unleavened bread. You can eat it, 'cause it ain't all that bad.
Yeah. What a great song. So this went viral, yes?
It went viral before we even understood what that
meant. Unbelievable. And then Straits Matzah picked it up?
So they sponsored it. They wanted to do a video, for Passover, and they said, yeah, just whatever you want, and which is like the best thing to hear, right, as an artist. And
I like the second one where you say you can eat it because it never goes bad.
Yeah.
They must have liked that.
So 20 more things to do matzah I did 10 years later. Why? Because so many people throughout the years, wherever I travel to, they say, oh, we love that matzah song, and we sing it at the Passover Seder, and we come up with our own things. And I was like, ooh. So I've always been told other ideas of things you could do with matzah, to a point where 10 years after an anniversary of that song, a couple years ago, I said on Facebook and then social media, let me know your ideas. And I collected all of them and put together a song. So it was based on like everybody's contribution. So, go check it out. You'll see. It's fun to watch the visuals.
You want to sing it for us?
No, I want you to go watch it because it's more fun.
All right.
Yeah, so, it's like the same song, but like different lyrics. And
so people want to watch this. They can just go on to michellecitron.com.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Or you could go on YouTube and you could just look up Michelle Citron and
the best way to get Michelle Citron for me is YouTube. It's just so easy.
So many artists, right? Like everybody's on YouTube.
It's incredible. You could spend the rest of your life just on YouTube listening to artists. Amazing. Yes. So Michelle, what are you working on now? What's next? You've had your baby. You've made your matzah. Now what?
Excellent question. So right now, what's been really so wonderful, and the silver lining about all this is being able to work from home and of course be with the family, but also doing online concerts with communities around the country and doing workshops. And something that I just before COVID, I was in Brazil and I was continuing this study on musical improvisation and what happens when you bring communities together. I had the great luck of an honor to study with Bobby McFerrin, who's like one of my heroes. Talk about somebody who's a vessel, not a schmessel. he just gets out of the way, and I learned so much from him. But it's all about, circle singing and what happens when people come together in a circle. What kind of music can we create? So I was taking my love for collaboration, musical improvisation, and prayer, and putting it together and being experimental of what would happen if we created, what happens when a group of people come together and somebody enters the circle and just starts singing, and we create arrangements, right, in a circle. And you have this like little right, and everybody's singing different parts, and you assign like a human orchestra, and then in the center somebody comes in and just offers whatever's on their mind. And in the structure of prayer, so beautiful things have been happening with that, and hearing people's prayers spontaneously, vulnerably. Wow. So like a modani, it's like whatever's on their mind about gratitude. And the feeling of like being alive is so present. It's such a great thing. So that's really what I've been experimenting with lately, is this idea of spontaneous prayer.
When you led that at Shabbat Shara, it was brilliant. I mean, we had like 75 people, and
that was a lot of people.
That was a lot of people, but we broke up into little groups. But even when you did it in an entire circle, I think this is what was going on somewhere around there.
Yes, that picture. Yes.
And then, yeah, it was brilliant. And
I know it's hard. Is there any way you can give us I'm sorry, keep going, Susan.
Well, it was just like Michelle stood in the middle, and she would turn around and just point to somebody, and you had to come into the middle and just give a vibe of something going on, and then somebody else came in and added on to your whatever. And it was in the end, and then one person walked out, and then the other person walked out, and then you were the last person standing, and then the song was over, and it was like, wow.
I mean, the concept is that basically, depending on who's in the room, let's say there's music in the air, right? There's always music in the air, and the concept is that we're just being vessels, again, antennas, to have it come through to us. So if you open yourself to like, what's the feeling, and it does change depending on the dynamic of who's there. So, I mean, for example, if I were to walk into the center and just start singing, right? Like whatever comes to mind, I could try it right now, like and it's a repeating pattern. And then once I feel like it's established, I can turn to somebody and say, you sing this. So I would say, Rochelle, keep singing that. Right? And I'm going to listen to you. Now, we would be out of sync right now because of the internet.
That's the problem.
But while you're doing that, for example, I would be listening like, what could be a bass part? It's arrangement, right? It's on-the-spot arrangement of like a human orchestra. Then I would assign a bass note, groove to, let's say, Susan. Before you know it, the whole circle is singing. And once that's established and you have like a groove, this idea of experimental spontaneous prayer I've been working with is that somebody would come in the middle. You have free reign to say or sing whatever you want. And if you're given this context of gratitude, what comes out? And it's awesome. When it works, it's awesome. Like it's if you have a group of people who are brave enough, and it's great for community building, which I'm really interested in. So that's been an exciting thing to work on. And I'm working on this album, and I've been producing and writing and arranging, and I just did a Tashlich meditation video with my wife Molly,
I saw that,
which was really fun to do from home too. So it's really about focusing on how can we make the best of this time that we're home in this cocoon that we're all in.
So are you a bit of an engineer? I mean, do you do a lot of your own recording right at home?
I do a lot of production. Yeah, I would say I'm like more of a producer than engineer, and I do the engineering of it, and I've been just developing those skills over the years just by having experience. Yeah, exactly. And by learning online, you can, again, back to YouTube or lynda.com, you can learn so much. But yeah, I love engineering and production so much, and being able, I think it's very important for artists to be able to do it, especially now. It's so easy to be able to get the sounds that you have on the inside out. That's always the greatest hope, and it's hard sometimes to communicate that to other musicians or producers. So that's it stemmed from this desire of always wanting to like get what's in my head out. I'm the kind of person that the melodies just appear, and I have to get them out.
Exactly. Because I've had this incredible 29-year stretch at my synagogue, and I'll be coming emeritus next year in the end of June. I'm very excited about things I've never had the time to do. And Susan is right there nodding, because I want to learn to understand how to record my own music. I want all to do all the things I've never had the time to do, and I'm very excited about it.
Understandably, and there's so many amazing tools at home that have never existed.
Right. I mean, you can on your own iPad, you can create a great little orchestra.
Billie Eilish, super. If you know who that is, like she recorded her Grammy, 5-time Grammy award-winning album in her bedroom. And she shared her sessions, her sessions that she recorded online for everybody to learn from, which I think is so beautiful. And that's the kind of world we're living in, is you can do so much from home. And I love this idea of open source sharing and everybody helping each other. And it's a beautiful thing that's happening, and the collaboration.
It is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Susie, do you have a favorite piece that you would like? Do you have a request?
Oh, I have many. Well, of course, Oseh Shalom. I also love when you announced you're having a baby. That was a video that I probably watched many times. I don't know. I think it only counts you one time when you watch it, but I may have watched it like a lot
because it was just so
song? Beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
So I don't know if that's on your radar right now. You did it.
I played it on that little. Let me see if I even.
It's a song you wrote when you were having a baby.
When I was, first of all, my wife had the baby, and I was just there supporting. But this was a song that we wrote. I can tell you. I hope I can even. I don't even know how to play it on here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hi, Susie.
It was just so beautiful because they were both sitting on the couch, and Molly was holding lyrics, and Michelle was singing.
Also a musician?
She's a rabbi. She definitely is a musician, and she's a stand-up comedian. And
wow.
We definitely write songs together. We wrote Hanukkah Lovin', which was this like jazzy, warm Hanukkah tune.
Person.
I could attempt this. I could try it. It might fail miserably, but why not?
At least just a few
No one's
bars.
going to know you and Susie.
Anyways, this song was written because we were convinced, you don't know what you're going to get, like, when you have this kid. And we were like, oh, what if this? And what if that? What if this? And what if that? And, I was terrified. I was not somebody who was, like, always dreaming of having a baby. Like, this was a real journey for me, so I was terrified. And then the way we sometimes can deal with being terrified is writing songs. So Molly and I sat together and wrote this song. And I could try it. It's on a different instrument that I play it. But
what instrument did you play it on?
A cavaquinho from Brazil.
Ah.
And it's like somewhere hidden in a closet. And I wish I had it with me. Okay, I think it's just 3 chords. We could try it. It's called Love You As Is. Baby, oh baby, what are you thinking inside? Oh baby, oh baby, are you ready for life's ride? What is it that you hear? What is it that you know? It's been so amazing to watch you grow. Do you hear all the songs that we sing to you? Can you feel all the love that we're sending through to you? To you. So maybe, oh maybe, you'll be sweet like an angel, a gift from above, or difficult in ways that we learn to love. It doesn't matter who you are or what you become, whether you're happy in the shadows or bright as the sun. We promise you one thing is true, that we will always love you as is. Love you as is. So baby, oh baby, we're gonna fill you up with love. And when you go out into this world, whether you're a boy or a girl, or somewhere in between, we hope that you let everyone you meet feel seen, and love them as is, like we love you as is. Love them as is, like we love you as is. Love you as is. Love you as is. So something like that.
Totally awesome.
Beauty.
So that's how we came out with the news that we were gonna have a baby, and it's actually really fun to think about that because he is sweet like an angel, and he's not difficult in ways at all. He's just like, wow, we were lucky. Whew,
oh my God, what did you post during the holidays? You had him in a little outfit.
Oh yes, I've had him in many outfits. You know how like people do their 1 month, 2 month, 3 months. So we have like different costumes for him. Poor kid.
You've traveled, so you get them from all over the world.
We've also like we're older parents, and so like all of our friends have had kids, so we really have lucked out, and everybody's given us the costumes. But I think I dressed him up as an apple. I think he was an apple, and he had a chauffeur.
Yes. Oh my God.
I hope he doesn't have.
We were like, you got to call Hallmark because that's a holiday card right there.
I know. He loves the camera. He's a little bit of a ham. And then there's been some requests of like him being like boutique baby store, representatives and sponsors. So I don't know. This kid.
Oh, he's got such a personality. That is wonderful.
Momager. I'm gonna be a momager.
A momager. Listen, you have been so generous with your time and your talent tonight. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be with you and finally
thanks so much for doing this.
As close an encounter as we've been able to have.
I know. I thank you for making the best of this time and really bringing us all together.
It's COVID. This part of COVID has been a gift. This part.
I know.
And I'm going to go back and write with every single person I've had on the show. That's what I'm going to be doing next year.
That sounds great.
So I'd love you to leave us with something tonight, and I do love your Oseh Shalom.
Yes, I wish we could play it together. Wouldn't that be fun?
One day.
One day.
But Michelle, hang on before you finish. So you told us that we could find you at michellecitron.com.
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes.
What do you got on there? You got CDs. What do you got?
All sorts of things.
How many recordings you got?
There's
girl.
There's a bunch of singles out there. If you're a Spotify user, just type Michelle Citron in, and you'll see a range of holiday songs, liturgical pieces. There'll be much more as soon as I finish this album. Got to get to it.
Every time someone sings one of your songs in a synagogue or on anything, they got to make sure that they go to J License.
Yes. Good plug for J License. Absolutely. We're so glad they exist and really supporting the community of people who can create music for all the communities to enjoy. So, yeah. So, Oseh Shalom, actually, there is a way that you can participate in this, and let's see how we do depending on the delay. This is a call and response song. Right. Rochelle, you're like the queen of the call and response with that Baruch Hu. So I know you know what to do. And so I think you and Susan should do the Oseh Shalom. So if I say, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom.
Yeah, you'll just do it. Okay? Right. There'll be a pause. And that's it.
Okay.
So this is Oseh Shalom, and the concept is that we can't just expect peace to happen. We have to ask for it. Work for it, welcome it, and then hopefully be open to it. May we have peace when we ask for it. May we have peace when we work for it. May we have peace when we welcome it. May we be blessed with peace. Was that a dog? The dog's ready to sing Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Adorable. ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל והמרו אמן. We'll sing that again. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל והמרו אמן. Here we go. עושה שלום,
עושה שלום,
שלום במרומיו, עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו, עלינו, עלינו. May the one who brings us peace bring this peace before us unto all of Israel, unto all the nations. Here we go. Ose shalom,
עושה שלום,
shalom b'mromav, ose shalom b'mromav, uyase shalom aleinu, aleinu, aleinu. May we have peace when we ask for it. May we have peace when we work for it. May we have peace when we welcome it. May we be blessed with peace. I really believe in this idea of prayer. So let's send out this prayer for peace to the whole wide world that needs it so badly as we prepare for the presidential debate tonight. Here we go. Say shalom,
עושה שלום,
shalom b'mromav, say shalom b'mromav, ya'aseh shalom, say shalom, say shalom,
עושה שלום,
shalom b'mromav, say shalom b'mromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu, aleinu, aleinu. Let's sing aleinu together. Aleinu, aleinu, aleinu.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yay, we got to jam a little bit.
You know, it was funny. There was 3 delays going on. There's you, and then Susan and I were on a delay.
Yes, like a zipper song. It's perfect.
It was a different song. You have been a total delight. I thank you
Thank you so much.
No, it's an honor to have you. May you stay healthy and strong.
You too, you too.
We'll all be praying tonight at the debate.
Amen.
And I'm so looking forward to coming back to you one of these days soon and saying, what do you think of this? Because I'm going to write in the style of every artist that I've worked with.
I love it. Anytime, Rochelle. Thanks so much for having me. This has been a pure delight for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you,
All
Susie.
right.
Be well, everyone.
I love you guys.
Love, love.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
You're in charge, Susie.
Yay!
Susie, you're the one that has to say to turn us off. You're
Say goodnight, Susie.